you, Skip. It was so awesome to have something to watch and see. What was your biggest takeaway from what you saw yesterday?
Shannon Sharp, takeaway number one. If, in fact, this event raised $20 million for charity, for COVID-19 charity, then all my hats behind me are off. I take all my hats off to that. Takeaway number two, to Jenny's point, that was the most I've been entertained by live sports since that last night of the NBA, and it was a sight for sore eyes, and I just congratulate all four participants, and I thank all four for entertaining me for about 5 hours yesterday afternoon. Takeaway number three is my big golf takeaway. If Tom Brady is, as they said going into the match, an 8 handicap, then I am Tiger Woods. Tom Brady is not an 8 handicap. Tom Brady spent much of the front nine looking like he'd never, ever played golf in his life. He had what's called, if you know golf, he had the shanks. These demons get in your head where every shot either squirts straight right or you try to overcompensate and you just hit pull hooks. Out of bounds left, out of bounds right. I've never seen anything. A golf course that was playing very long. It's Tiger's home course called the Medalist. And even though Tom and Peyton were playing from a little shorter tees, it was raining. It rained all day. The golf course was playing long. And if you can't hit your driver, you are dead. Because Tom kept trying to hit a 3-wood. He couldn't hit that to save his life. And then he tried to hit this weird driving iron, and he could mainly get that down the middle a little bit, but it looked like it was going 150 yards. So now we get to hole number 7, and it got so bad he hit another shank out of bounds, another lost ball penalty. Charles Barkley, who is absolutely the worst golfer in the history of the world. Awful. Even Charles, doing commentary, jumped all over Tom Brady because Tom could hear him in his ear and said, he challenged Tom to play Charles. And Charles said, I'm going to give you strokes when we play. And finally, Tom Brady got mad. Finally, Psycho Tom came out. And all of a sudden, as he was hitting his third shot to a par 4. Tom Brady, from about 100 yards with a wedge, hits a shot on which his audio pack flies off, his pants rip at the butt, and the ball flies and flies and flies and hits about 3 feet to the left past the hole, checks up, starts to spin and takes the hill to the right, the break to the right, and snakes right in the cup. It was the shot of the day. Under the circumstances, it's one of the greatest shots I've ever seen in my life under some kind of pressure. And Tom Brady strikes again. Brooks Koepka had bet $100,000 for charity that Tom couldn't make a par on the front 9. Well, obviously, that was a birdie, so that was better than a par. So Brooks Koepka lost that bet. So in the end, Tom Brady then sort of redeemed himself. He made a long eagle putt off a good shot by Phil Mickelson. He had another great shot to a par 3 on 16 that was about 5 feet away. But guess what? Peyton Manning hit a better shot on 16. Peyton Manning outplayed Tom Brady and outclutched Tom Brady all day long. Peyton Manning made 2 long birdie putts on the front 9 that gave them their advantage that they hung on to be one up at the end. And on 18, Peyton Manning hit the clutch shot of the day because they're playing alternate shot, and he had to hit the shot to the green, and it was like a 5-iron from, 170 or 80 yards. And Peyton Manning, there's lake to the right. Most amateurs find the lake to the right, especially under pressure. Peyton Manning hit a rope. He hits a little hook and hooked it right into the middle of the green. That won the match for them. Then Tiger, as usual, hit a beautiful approach putt, and the match was over. But Peyton Manning won this battle. And the only good news about yesterday was Charles Barkley did report that he saw Tom in the parking lot before the match. running wind sprints and doing exercises for football in the parking lot. So at least Tom Brady did not practice much for this. At least he didn't pull a Tony Romo, the way Tony used to just obsess with golf in the offseason, trying to qualify for the U.S. Open, to the detriment of his football. So now, Tom, go back to doing what you went to Tampa to do, which is win a Super Bowl.
Well, Skip, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think he tweeted that he had fun doing